Hello friends, welcome to third lecture of atherosclerosis. So in earlier lecture we studied about etiologies of atherosclerosis, that is causes of atherosclerosis, and then in previous lecture we studied about pathogenesis of atherosclerosis, that is how the disease of atherosclerosis originates and progresses. So in that pathogenesis we studied that there are various hypotheses are proposed. What is hypothesis? Hypothesis is just a suggestion or just guesswork, you can say. That is not final, but assumed thing. Like if you are not sure about something, but you have some theories that like this happens by this way, but you are not sure, or there is no clear cut proof of that. That is called as hypothesis. So there are two hypotheses are divided into earlier theories and modern theories. So in earlier theories we studied that there is two types or two hypotheses were proposed, that is insudation hypothesis and incrustation hypothesis. Then further in modern hypothesis we saw that there are four factors that are four key factors which play. There are various hypotheses in modern theories also, not a single hypothesis but various different hypotheses. But in all the hypotheses, four key factors are there. These four factors are common in all the modern hypotheses. What are these four factors? First one is arterial smooth muscle cells, then endothelial cells, then blood monocytes, and then dyslipidemia. So these four things are common in all the modern hypotheses. What is mean by common? That in every modern hypothesis, it is considered that these four things play an important role in origin and development of atherosclerosis. So currently there are various theories, out of which two theories are accepted widely or currently. Two of the most accepted theories are reaction to injury hypothesis, which is given by Ross, and monoclonal theory, which is given by Bendit and Bendit. So in today's lecture we will study about first type, that is reaction to injury hypothesis, and in next lecture we will go to monoclonal theory. So what is reaction to injury hypothesis? So according to this theory, there are following components play key role in atherogenesis, that is genesis of atheromatous plaque. What are those components? First one is endothelial injury, second intimal smooth muscle cell proliferation, third one is role of blood monocytes, next role of dyslipidemia, and next thrombosis. So now we will look at these five factors in detail. First one is endothelial injury. So first of all, what is endothelium? Endothelium is a thin membrane that lines the inside of blood vessels. So the inside covering of the blood vessels is called as endothelium, and whenever this endothelium is injured, as a natural response of body to every injury, like if your skin is injured or your skin is cut, there is some natural response of body to heal that spot where it is cut. So similarly, if endothelium is injured, there is some body mechanism to heal that place, and due to that mechanism, after endothelial injury, due to that mechanism, atherosclerosis occurs, and because body tries to heal that spot. So if you are externally there is some cut, then what happens? Sometimes there is scar formation. The new cells or new tissues which are formed are harder than original ones. There is a dark scar formation occurs. So similarly in endothelium also, if it is injured, then not always it is replaced by normal tissues, but some other type of tissues which cause atherosclerosis. So this is the mechanism of endothelial injury causing atherosclerosis. And what are the causes of endothelial injury? There are two main causes. First one is hemodynamic stress from hypertension, and then chronic dyslipidemia. What is hemodynamic stress from hypertension? This is nothing but stress or force exerted by blood that is flowing through the arteries. So if blood pressure is normal, then not much force is exerted, but if blood pressure is high, that is hypertension, then more force will be exerted, and it will cause more force or more stress, and that will result in injury. And second one is chronic dyslipidemia, because increased lipid causes cell death. So that is why it causes endothelium death of endothelial cells, and that is an injury. So this is endothelial injury. Next one is intimal smooth muscle cell proliferation. Proliferation means increase in number. It becomes more than normal. So what happens in this case? Like just earlier we studied that endothelial injury causes. So that is again same point is here, that endothelial injury, body tries to heal that spot, and in trying to healing, first one is that platelet will be aggregated there, because to stop the bleeding. Whenever there is bleeding or there is cut, platelet will come and aggregate at that spot. So if endothelium is injured, platelet will come and aggregate, and these platelet which come here, they release various kind of cytokines, and these cytokines stimulate proliferation of intimal smooth muscle cells. So first is endothelium injury, which causes platelet aggregation, and these platelets release cytokines, and these cytokines stimulate proliferation of intimal smooth muscle cells. And this proliferation of intimal smooth if there are more number of cells, obviously they will form a plaque. Okay. Then role of blood monocytes. Monocytes are a component of blood. They flow with blood, and they are part of body defense mechanism. So blood monocytes contain LDL, that is low density lipoprotein, and this LDM forms foam cells, and when these foam cells die, this lipid is released. Understand this point, that monocytes contain LDL, and then they form foam cells. These foam cells will contain LDL, but it is stored in foam cell. But when the foam cell dies, this LDL is released. That is lipid or LDL is released from foam cells, and this lipid is aggregate or accumulates there, and this lipid accumulates and form plaque, because they are not natural for that place, and they just accumulate there and form a plaque. So next is dyslipidemia. So again same mechanism. Dyslipidemia means if there is high LDL level, there will be formation of foam cells, and then again foam cells will die and they will release lipid, and this lipid will go where? This lipid will accumulate there and will form plaque. And last point is thrombosis. So this point is similar to that platelet point, because in thrombosis there will be platelet aggregation, and this platelet will release cytokines, like earlier I said. This platelet will release cytokines, and these cytokines will stimulate proliferation of intimal smooth muscle cells, and this smooth muscle cell will form plaque. So this is all about reaction to injury hypothesis, and in next lecture we will study about monoclonal theory. So I hope that you have enjoyed this lecture, and it is understood, and if you have any doubt, you can ask in comment section. Thanks.